In this video, we're boarding some of the largest cruise ships in the world as I tell you 10 of my top tips for if you're cruising on an Oasis class ship from Royal Caribbean. You'll find this video useful if you're planning to cruise on board any Oasis class cruise ship, for example, Oasis of the Seas, Allure of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas, Symphony of the Seas, Wonder of the Seas, or Utopia of the Seas. The footage that you'll see throughout this video is from my recent cruise on board Symphony of the Seas from Barcelona in Spain. One thing is clear about these ships, they are absolutely amazing, and it's going to be quite a challenge for you to find your way around these vessels without some homework before you board your cruise. If you'd like to see more from Symphony of the Seas, check out this video, which is a full ship tour of every neighbourhood on board, filmed while I was on my cruise. Before we get started, if you enjoy this video, it would be amazing if you'd support my channel by clicking subscribe and also giving the video your thumbs up. Anyway, let's get started with tip number 10 for your Oasis class cruise. You should think about turning a port day into what I call a fake sea day. This means that you stay on the ship during a day where the ship is in port and enjoy the same facilities as on a day at sea, but with a much quieter cruise ship. Okay, some of the venues won't be open the same as if you were at sea, for example the dining options, but lots of the ship will be open and operating as normal. For example, you stand a good chance of not waiting in long lines and queues if you want to try the rock climbing, the flow riders, the carousel, the gaming arcade, and so much more while this ship is docked and other passengers are off the ship exploring and enjoying a day ashore. I know what you're thinking, why would you pay all that money to cruise around different ports and not leave the ship? Remember that a huge part of cruising on this type of cruise ship is the experience on board the ship, and you might be cruising in a part of the world that you're already familiar with. For example, on my Symphony cruise, I found myself docked in an Italian city I'd been to before. So what better place to turn that into, you know, a fake sea day. Anyway, number 9 is to dine at Wonderland. Wonderland is the Alice in Wonderland themed restaurant on board, and in here, you can expect themed characters to be serving your dinner, in addition to a heavily themed dining venue itself. This one is great if you're cruising with friends, or if you make new friends on your cruise and want to try something different. It's a really immersive experience for everybody involved. My recommendation in here is to be open to trying new things. The menu is really varied and not always what you might expect. But I won't give anything away. If you don't fancy dining at Wonderland, why not come in before you eat elsewhere for a pre-dinner cocktail? I am sure the crew at the bar in here would love to see you. Number 8, go for a run. I know, you've booked a cruise on one of the largest cruise ships on the planet, and I'm recommending that you go running. Don't worry, I'm not proposing you leave the ship. There's a massive running track on board. On Symphony, you'll find this down on deck number 5, and it's where you can get some incredible views looking out both sides of the ship, and also out the back of the ship and over the wake. You can either access this running track from one of the side doors on deck 5, or go into the gym and go downstairs for direct access. So many cruise ships nowadays either don't have running tracks or they're part of the top sun deck and therefore have loungers and chairs around for most of the day. So it's great to see how Royal Caribbean have incorporated a real running track into the design of this ship. Also, rumour has it, if you do a few laps of that running track, you might even be able to justify another dessert at dinner that evening. Moving on to number 7, check out the onboard solarium. This adults-only relaxation space features a number of hot tubs and a larger bathing tub in the middle, in addition to some of the best views out the front of the ship. My top tip in here, go right to the front and check out the exterior sections that take you out over the front of the ship. They are absolutely amazing. There's also a section out here with a glass floor that looks all the way down to the surface of the ocean. Remember, you're 14 decks high here. Are you brave enough to stand on that glass? If you are, then remember to take a selfie to prove to everyone back home that you did it. While you're in the solarium, you can also check out the main hot tubs that also have televisions hanging over the top of them. This means that if you're cruising and don't want to miss the big game, there's a pretty high chance that they'll be showing in the hot tubs. Number 6, go to the beach. No, not the beach on land, the beach on the ship. I know, I'll let that sink in for a second. There's a beach on board these cruise ships. Here's the area in question on board Symphony. It's one of the onboard pools where the floor angles nicely into the water, which means the motion of the ship then creates a sensation of waves breaking on the surface of the beach. Amazing, isn't it? This is totally free of charge and just part of the top sun deck. So go, grab your favourite cocktail and set up camp there for a few hours during one of your days at sea. On to number 5, which means we're now halfway through our list. Now, we're thinking about food again. And my tip is that you need to dine at the Solarium Bistro. I met so many people on board my cruise who assumed that this was a speciality dining venue, in other words, one that you pay extra for. But this isn't the case. It's totally included in your fare. In here, you're going to find a much more calm environment than the huge Windjammer buffet towards the back of the ship, and a selection of generally pretty healthy foods in here. Think sandwiches, think salads, think light bites, and also some light desserts. If you're looking for the maybe more infamous bigger meals on board this cruise ship, then just head back to the Windjammer, slightly further back, and in there, you're going to find exactly what you're looking for. Number 4 of my tips for what you need to do on board your Oasis class cruise: try to surf using one of the amazing Flowrider machines on board. The Flowrider is the onboard surf simulator, and these are one of the most famous attractions on board these ships thanks to Royal Caribbean's marketing team. They are all over the commercials, all over the world. When you board, you'll have the option to sign up for pay-as-you-go lessons on these simulators, but my advice is to try your hand at these during one of the free sessions. It'll be 1 or sometimes 2 at a time on these simulators, and you'll be coached by the crew working on the machine at the time. If you enjoy, you can then progress to get some lessons under your belt, or, like me, you can stand back and accept that once is probably enough. Even if it's not for you, at least you can wear the medal of, do you know what, I gave it a try, when you go home after your vacation. Next up, dine at Jamie's. Not all Royal Caribbean ships have a Jamie's on board, but this was one of my favourite dining options on board Symphony of the Seas. In here, you can expect traditional Italian food with a modern twist, and I can tell you now, it's some of the tastiest food you're going to find on the ship. The food I must tell you to try is the garlic buns. Oh my goodness, they were amazing. This restaurant is one that you'll need to pay extra for on your cruise, but you can purchase slightly cheaper dining packages through your booking account online before you head to the port to board your ship. Number 2 on my top 10 tips list is to ride the Ultimate Abyss. These 10-deck dry slides are so much fun. There are water slides on board. These aren't. These are totally dry, and they'll whiz you from the top pool areas all the way down to the outdoor promenade part of the ship in seconds. Be prepared to gather speed as you go down there. You'll be given a sack to sit yourself in for the journey, so make sure you're tucked in because you're entering a pretty steep metal slide. My top tip: protect your knees on the way down. Take it from me, you don't want your knees to burn on the way. If you're looking at these slides and you're feeling absolutely terrified, my genuine advice to you is not to worry. They actually don't go as fast as you're probably worrying about, and you're going to have such a laugh going down there. Finally, we're all the way down at number 1. My top tip for your cruise on board Symphony of the Seas or any other Oasis class cruise ship is to try and discover everything on board. These ships are absolutely enormous. They're 1,188 feet long and 215 feet wide. To help you visualise that, the Empire State Building in New York City is 1,250 feet tall, and so these ships are almost as long as the Empire State Building is tall. Unbelievable, right? Just think, how much could Royal Caribbean fit onto a ship of this size? The answer? A lot. There's a park, water slides, a huge indoor promenade, an outdoor promenade, loads of restaurants, more bars than even I could count, an aqua theatre. You get it. There's so much to discover and so much to explore. Try and get round as much of the ship as you can while you're on vacation. After all, you can rest when you go home. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video today. If you've enjoyed it, remember to click that subscribe button to support my channel, and remember to give the video your like too. If you're cruising on board an Oasis class ship in the future, have the best time. If you're here just so you can have a look around these amazing ships, I hope you've enjoyed having a look round. Why not check out this video, which allows you to have a first-hand experience on board Symphony as I live vlogged my embarkation day and so much more in Barcelona in Spain. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Have a great day.